Well, hey guys, welcome back. It's Tony, and it's Tony from Tony Talks Cards, and we are talking about cards today. This time, the flavor of cards going to be football, and specifically 1983 Topps football, one of my favorite sets. I wasn't collecting in '83, wasn't old enough to collect and buy cards on my own in '83, but got into it later and love the design and set and some of the key cards we'll walk through here. And in case you haven't noticed, I've got a little friend with me here. This is my starting lineup, Jim McMahon. So if you know about Jim McMahon, you know why he's up here and why 83 means a lot for him. That was his rookie card year. Super Bowl 20 starting quarterback for the Bears. His rookie cards in 1983 Topps. And that'll be the first one I show off. And again, I want to show off a couple cards, some key rookies, some cards that had just unique memories to me, some of the looks, the background, the players, the statistics, the years, and just kind of walk through that here on this video. So me and Jim will get going here. So the first card, of course, being a Bears fan, as you know, if you have watched the channel before, a few more videos, you'll know I'm a big Bears fan. So we got to start off first with 1983 rookie card, Jim McMahon, right there. So again, came out of BYU. His first year was 1983, and just love overall. I love the design. Just the top here, the very bold, kind of see-through team name up there. You can see the background through the letters, which is kind of cool. And then simple design. You got the name, the position at the bottom, and a nice clear picture of him and other players. So him, there you go, next to his Kenner, I think, starting lineup figure from probably the late 80s, give or take. So two Jims, I guess, on this video today here. So that's the first card here, McMahon. A few of the things I noticed seeing these sets, and I'm sure it's not specific to 83. I'm sure baseball and other football sets did this too, but you can tell the photographers that Topps used took, say 15 Bears, 15 Falcons players in the set, for example. You can almost tell 4 or 5 of the cards are probably taken from the same game. Just given the tint, the light, the uniforms, home versus away, the background, the stands, the other team, the uniform they're in. It just kind of looks like they were taking the exact same game, even the exact same part of the field. And I guess if I'm Topps, I send my photographer out to take pictures of a game to get pictures for my upcoming Topps football set, right? What's more efficient than to have someone take 20 pictures at one game, fly out to one stadium, and get 20 done in one shot? It makes sense, saving money, saving time, and hey, these kids are collecting cards. They're not going to notice this, or it's not going to be a big drawback from the set. So picked out a few cards that seem to have been taken at the same time to show you off here and the same game. So first ones here, we will do some Atlanta Falcons. Again, nothing huge in terms of Hall of Famers, but two guys look like they were the picture taken around the same time. There we go, sorry. We've got Junior Miller and Al Richardson. Looks kind of like the same background of the field, the fans, the wall by the sidelines, and they could have been standing right together for all we know. And the guy took a picture, one right after another here. So those two look pretty similar. Sorry, Jim, didn't mean to knock you down. I'll put you on the side over here. And then my Bears. My Bears had quite a bit that looked like they were taken. I've got 5 of them taken at the same time. So I'll try to show these one by one. Dan Hampton, you can see the green, probably AstroTurf type background. Mike Hartenstein, maybe, but again, similar green backdrop there of the field. Terry Schmidt, pretty similar green to Dan Hampton. Matsui, almost the exact same background. And Ricky Watts. So the photographer in this case probably got, 5 pictures for one sideline walk up and down of 5 of the Bears players that year. So kind of interesting there with those guys. And again, McMahon, though, let me go back to his card for a second. McMahon's was a bit different, although, maybe that was the same place too with the green background there. Again, lots of places had AstroTurf back in the 80s, but again, maybe this, I'll look back here, right? Maybe not. Who knows? But again, both wearing the white uniforms there, and who knows? Maybe they got 6 shots for one trip to a domed stadium there in 1982. So there's the Bears ones there. The Cardinals are similar to the Bears. There's 3 Cardinals players that stood out to me, and they are all offensive linemen. So the first one is Hall of Famer Dan Deerdorf, James Robbins, Lewis Sharp. Now again, can't really say for sure, but it almost looks like these guys could have been sitting on the same bench, on the same field, the same game, and the photographer went down one by one by one and took their picture. And I think James Robbins may be kind of sick of it too. Hey, stop taking my picture. But hey, he got a card out of it, so there you go. Those are the Cardinals pictures. A few action shots here, actually, for the Raiders. We've got Frank Hawkins and Lester Hayes. Pretty easy to pick this one out, too, given the color uniforms the Raiders are wearing, the 49ers uniforms, and just very similar backdrop, field. And again, being in the AFC versus NFC, these guys likely didn't play but once every several years, so odds are this is from the same game as well. And cool to see an action shot there, not just sitting on the sidelines too. Got to move this guy out of the way. So next one, what do we got here? Next one. So we got, let's see. This is kind of cool. Not really a theme we just talked about, but again, Kenneth Sims card. Again, nothing special about the card per se, but in the foreground, I guess you can see a Bears player. And again, like the last cards I showed, AFC, NFC teams don't play all that often. Once every 3 or 4 years they play. So again, the Patriots, the Bears, and on this you see number 26, Matsui, the card I just showed a few minutes ago too. So cool. There, I'll put the helmet back on this guy as well. I don't want him to get hurt out there. Some other interesting stuff from 83 Tops. I always like this card. In the mid 80s, right? Michael Jackson, a very common name, but again, in 83, 84, Michael Jackson was not this guy. If you were talking about Michael Jackson, he was the pop artist, of course, too, from the Jackson 5, Michael Jackson. So always liked that card. I'm sure maybe he didn't enjoy having the same name as him being an adult and throughout the 80s. But again, I remember this card and thinking, wow, guy with the same name. Imagine that. So Seahawk middle linebacker there. Here's another star, Terry Bradshaw. So his last card was 1984 Tops. Why I like this card is I'm not a Steeler fan. I'm not a quarterback fan per se, or of anything special about the team or him. But I like seeing let me do this here too. I like seeing the patch. So a lot of teams wore patches to represent, 50 years, 25 years, 10 years of the franchise, the team, anniversary of all that. So kind of cool to see him and some other Steelers in this set wearing a 50-year anniversary patch on their shoulder pad. So I did kind of like that. Action shots. So a lot of action shots I like too in this set. I'll go through those one by one here. You've got Lynn Dickey, quarterback for the Packers, throwing. Nice shot there. We've got Danny White, quarterback for the Cowboys, mid-throw. Doug Williams, Super Bowl winning quarterback Doug Williams with the Buccaneers, not Washington here at 83, about to throw a pass downfield. Joe Theismann, I'll get to at the very end of this video. His picture was on the top of the Wax Pack box for 83 Tops football. But again, here's his throwing pose here, NFC Pro Bowl, Joe Theismann. What else next? Another quarterback, Joe Ferguson. Always like those combination of the white, the blue, and the red Bills uniforms there. We've got Paul McDonald. Not too many cards of this guy in the mid-'80s, but again, about to snap the ball and calling out plays for the Browns. There you go. Defensive player, inside linebacker, Randy Gradishar, AFC Pro Bowl. Kind of cool with him looking over the Seahawks offensive line and the bright contrast of the orange, the blue against the Seahawks light and white colored uniforms there. Familiar last name coming off Super Bowl 59 in that weekend. Archie Manning ended his career with the Oilers here. You can see he's running, scrambling, trying to get a pass off here. I think this is his last Topps Pro football card with the Oilers, and he played 1971 to 1982 or 83, and there you go, kind of a cool action shot there of him. And then last but not least, we have two action shots from the Oilers. The other one is Gifford Nielsen, quarterback, number 14, about to throw a pass downfield as well. Again, this looks like probably against the Bengals, looks like right there too. So again, my friend Jim over here appreciates the arm being cocked back to throw as we show off these quarterback in-action shots from 83 Tops. So there's that. And two more cards to show off. Two more relate to record breakers. So the first, I think, 6 or 7 cards of the set, and a lot of 80s sets had, record breakers, milestone year cards to denote that for various players in the early 80s and mid 80s. So a couple of these guys, again, I never watched them play. I never watched the Super Bowl they played in. But again, they had set records in 82 and in the Super Bowl for 83, I think specifically. So these two are Super Bowl records. I'm not sure if they still stand or if they've gotten well over past the last couple of years, but you've got kind of a cool picture here, just right up front in his face. You got Mike Nelms, 82 record breaker, most punt return yards in a Super Bowl game. Kind of unique and narrow there, but still kind of cool. And then the opponent in that Super Bowl, the Miami Dolphins, we have most yards on kickoff returns. So kind of two bookends of kickoff returns, punt return yards based on Super Bowl stats, and one for the Dolphins, one for Washington. So kind of cool there. I'm not sure if they had many cards in their career. I don't think they probably did. But again, if you collect them, they are in this set in the first card number 6 and card number 9. So kind of cool there too. So but before we sign off, me and Jim here, still looking to find Willie Galt or Dennis Gentry or someone down the field here, it looks like, for my Kenner starting lineup guys here. I do have this. This is a cool piece of my collection. I'll move Jim out of the way just for a second. This is an unopened 83 Topps football box. I got this at the National in Chicago in 2023. Again, like I mentioned, Joe Theismann, a real life game action picture of him on the top. No X out, like you saw some X outs in some of those mid 80s football boxes. Very clean. It's all wrapped very nice by Baseball Card Exchange. Again, there's the back of it right there. And again, you've got some cards on the side. You got John Riggins showing up on the side there. And John Riggins again on the other side, looks like. And in the back, of course, he doesn't want this. You've got an advertisement for Bazooka Gum. So again, bought this wrapped in Chicago in 2023. Again, I love unopened packs, wax packs, cello packs, rack packs. I've shown a few on this channel, but I thought I'd pair this up with the actual real cards from the set. So I did a little bit of a look back to the set I built, hand built back in 86, 87, 88 with those cards I showed off. And again, hadn't looked at those things in quite a while, but seeing some of the commonalities, the background, the design, the stadiums they were in, and thinking about the photographers and how they shot those cards and the players in those early 80s and 80s cards, kind of cool to consider given the common games, themes, jerseys, and action shots too. So again, hope you enjoyed my walk back through 83 Topps football. I have done videos for 78 through 82. It's been probably a month and a half since I did 82, but want to get back into the schedule of doing this coming up. So I will do 84 through probably 89, maybe 90 as well. Not sure how often they'll be spaced between other videos that I do, but hopefully you enjoyed this and it took you a little bit back to early 80s. And I will catch you soon on Tony Talks Cards. Again, thank you for all those who subscribed, liked, and commented. If you like this, let me know, and I'll catch you back with another video later this week. All right, take care. Bye.